money-sized people, and inside that stagecoach were 12 heavily armed men. The gang fell in the trap, were actually wiped out. A gang of 8, only 2 survived, Stanley and the next leader of the gang. Stanley was sentenced to 6 years imprisonment. So he served his time in the Huntsville Correctional Service and was released on this Friday morning. As luck would have it, he was given his old champion horse, Buster. The same horse that he was held on during the stagecoach was the same horse he was given when he was being released. And so, master and animal reunite, those old friends reunite. He started off on his journey the Friday morning, heading home to Texas, to Katy, and traveling all day and being a bit tired, hungry, thirsty, and sagosaur. He came to the first town, which happened to be El Paso. He ventured in the town in the night and was directed by a Mexican to a guest house that was owned by a black lady. So he went there, booking, and went to the dining area. There were a few night diners, mixed diners, a few Caucasian and a few black people having their late supper. On one table stood a black man by himself. So Stanley went, asked if he can use the table, was introduce himself. When the man heard Stanley's surname, the man was a bit startled because his friend, that is Stanley's father, they were friends on a gold mine. And so the man was looking at his friend's son. He couldn't believe it. His friend who he hadn't seen for a long while. They were partners in a gold mine together. Being so glad to meet his friend's son, they had a few drinks and he even paid for Stanley's meal and invited Stanley home to come and meet his family. He was also a rich, wealthy man in Texas, a black wealthy man. Stanley was introduced to his family and they Stanley met his beautiful daughter Raquel. The love between them was so strong that spending the weekend there, they made love 2 times at the weekend. The strength, the chemistry between them were so strong that they ended up making love 2 times at the weekend. So Stanley hit the road the Monday morning, promising Raquel to come back and see them. And because he was so anxious, so delirious to see his family, because he had all the apologies to give to them. He had disappointed them. Yeah, he was a bit disappointed to them. So he had all that apologies formulated in his mind to tell to his family. But it wasn't to be, because he found them murdered, massacred. The whole family house got in fire. He recognized the charred remains of his mother, brother, sister. And when he searched for his father, he wondered if his father had died without they telling him that his father had died. When he started to search, he found his father outside. He was barely hanging on for dear life. He was shot up. He was paralyzed. He was shot in his back, and that's where he laid the whole night, half dying. That's where Stanley found him. He held him. Weeping bitterly, he held his father in his arms. His father recognized him, his son, saying, "Stanley, it's really you. It's you. I'm glad you are free. We have all forgiven you. We have all forgiven you." So he cried, "Pa, who has done this, Pa? Who has done this? Who has done this?" He was told that it was just some guys traveling, 4 men, 3 Caucasian and a black man. And they had begged a bit of food and a bit of shelter. And they were given both. One of the men decided to get too familiar with his sister, Danny, by touching her on her breast. She retaliated by slapping him hard on his face. His friends intervened. Then Stanley's family intervened and was shot. After being raped, sister and mother raped, and brother intervened was shot. Father intervened was also shot. And they set the house afire. Stanley heard the whining cry of a dog in the bushes. I remember his old friend, James, his old dog, his, who he has found on the wayside as a puppy and had grown him. He was just an half-breed Alsatian dog. Now Stanley recognized his old friend and he once again